Page 14. As the journey continues, you begin to understand that guidance is deeply connected to self-discipline. Discipline is not about strict control or denial. It is about choosing what matters most, even when it is difficult. A guided life is one where discipline protects purpose from distraction. Many people lose direction not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. Talent without discipline fades, but discipline with purpose creates lasting results. Guidance teaches you to stay committed even on days when motivation is low. It reminds you that progress is built through small, repeated actions, not sudden breakthroughs. Another important lesson is learning to sit with discomfort. Growth often requires you to remain uncomfortable longer than you would like. A guided person understands that discomfort is temporary, but quitting creates long-term regret. When you learn to stay present during difficulty, resilience becomes stronger. Guidance also reshapes how you see failure. Failure is no longer an enemy, it becomes information. Every setback shows you what does not work and pushes you closer to what does. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" a guided mind asks, "What is this teaching me?" This shift in perspective transforms pain into progress. At this stage, clarity increases because distractions decrease. You become more selective about where you invest your time, energy, and attention. Not everything deserves a reaction. Guidance teaches restraint, the power of knowing when to act and when to walk away. Silence, at times, becomes wiser than explanation. Page 15. With deeper guidance comes emotional maturity. You learn to respond rather than react. Emotions are acknowledged, not ignored, but they no longer control your decisions. This balance creates inner stability. A guided person feels deeply but chooses wisely. Another powerful realization is that guidance strengthens relationships. When you understand yourself better, communication improves. You listen more and assume less. You learn that not every disagreement requires conflict and not every difference needs correction. Respect becomes the foundation of connection. Guidance also teaches forgiveness, not as weakness, but as release. Holding on to resentment drains energy that could be used for growth. Forgiveness does not excuse behavior, it frees the heart from carrying unnecessary weight. A guided life moves forward without dragging the past along. At this point in the journey, success is redefined once again. Success becomes alignment between thoughts, actions, and values. It is measured by peace, not pressure, by progress, not perfection. You realize that a meaningful life is not loud, but steady. Finally, guidance teaches legacy. You begin to think beyond yourself. Your choices are no longer just about personal gain, but about impact. You ask how your actions influence others, especially those who look to you for direction. Legacy is built quietly, through consistency, integrity, and compassion. In the end, a hand to guide me shows that guidance is not something you find once and keep forever. It is something you practice daily. Through discipline, emotional maturity, forgiveness, and purpose, guidance becomes part of who you are. And when guidance becomes identity, life moves forward with confidence, clarity, and meaning.